What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Code, DC, UPenn's finest, Chris Coacher, CB Coacher Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. We will be talking our NBA awards. The first round isn't all the way set. We're recording this on a Friday. It's a little later than usual, if you haven't noticed, but the last playing games are going to be tonight, so we will get that all figured out. But for now, until that first round is all settled, we're going to talk about these NBA awards from MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, Sixth Man, Most Improved, all NBA teams, all rookie teams, all defensive teams. We got all that coming for you guys. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Audio listeners, leave a like, 5-star review, download the episode. Let's swing it to Danny for Summits and Plummets on this fine Friday morning.
I'm gonna go big Summit. The cat's out the bag. I'm back in Philadelphia for the week, and I think I have the most clear plummet of my life. Is that I broke my tibia on my birthday. Happy 24th birthday! Welcome to your Kobe year. You have an injury.
Well, the Mamba mentality didn't keep you out the game, so there you go.
It didn't. I finished playing, which is insane.
It didn't, and you were still able to go to the Phillies game. And then when we decided we were done with that game, you were able to walk still all the way over to Wells Fargo and then all the way back to the card. No loss of speed.
Definitely a loss of speed. If we had to run, I was not.
Okay, but like on what occurrence are we truly ever running? You know?
If Embiid said he was playing, I would have ran.
Yeah, you're crazy. Well, the game wouldn't have been that close. So
that's true. Wendell Carter and Embiid.
Yeah, because Drummond was getting after it. So
Wendell Carter,
you can only imagine what JoJo was
so
going to.
He's so ass.
Yeah. Hey, we joke about like, well, I ain't joking, but Asia being better than Bam. Angel really better than Wendell Carter.
Yeah, it's not even close. Like it's not even close.
Wendell's so bad, man.
The Asia Bam thing is a joke because I mean Bam's just a bigger specimen. I don't care how much bigger Wendell Carter is, Angel Reese. She's better than him at the sport of basketball. Also, Wendell Carter shoots 4 to 5 threes a game. That just shows you what's wrong with the Magic as a team.
Dude, he shoots more threes than Paolo.
And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's closer to get him off the team. Good. Good.
We both said this at the game. We were like, if they gave Anthony Black like peptides or something and he gained like 15 pounds, he'd be the one.
Bro, he should be the starting point guard for the Magic, and this is the second year he should have been starting for them.
I agree.
But they paid Jalen Suggs that
extension. I like Suggs too. I think Suggs is a good player.
Suggs should have been a football player like he started to. He should have just stayed playing football.
Tone said he looks like Derek White.
No, like in person, like from the angle we were watching, his jumper looked the exact same. His drip was the exact same.
It's the same little like smooth just pull.
Yeah, he was even like getting the three up fast. No hesitation, which is like good. They kind of needed it in that situation, but that was like, it was such bad basketball. It was good basketball kind of deal. Those were two of the worst offenses I've ever seen.
Tone said,
but it was fun. Anthony Black was Desmond Bane was, but Anthony Black was clearly second best player on the court for the Magic, is what I'll say.
Yeah,
the Sixers were up by 7. And he goes, "Yo, they really suck. The Magic are shooting 17% from 3,
and you up by 7. Like both teams, just horrible. My only thing is, I was giving Danny the Jaylen Brown breakdown. Is like Jaylen Brown has the best job in the league, and that is when you play really good and your number one option plays bad or like mediocre. You get he's really the best player on the team. But when you have a stinker and you put up 7 points in what's essentially a playoff game, no one really talks about it. I have not seen Franz Wagner's name once on the timeline. Not once. So, just want to throw out there. Chris, what about you? Some summits and plummets. Clearly that seems like the seasons changing might be getting to you.
It's always been like that for me, bro. Living in Chicago, you get like 4 seasons in one day a lot of time. So a lot of times wake up not feeling good. Yeah, I think it's from that, but also like last week, that's why I was missing recordings. I had to work like day and night to do this school fair. So it's like a summer and Plummet all in one. So school fair we have at Dallas ISD is like well, this is the second. I mean, the first iteration that we have another one in November, but this one we have like 180 some schools that come. Then about 40 vendors in the department. I mean, 40, excuse me, vendors and sponsors that come. And I know y'all been to Dallas now. I know y'all probably been before, but it's a place in Dallas called Fair Park where it's like where a lot of events are held. It's a place called the Automobile Building. Basically, if you heard the State Fair of Texas, that's where it's held at. Really, really, really big. And Automobile Building is where they have all the cars, so it's like a bunch of space. Basically, we like had to decorate that and get it ready for a big school fair, and it takes days to do because it's so big. You have to put up these big banners. You gotta, for what it's worth, like to put in perspective, we had 60,000 bags of popcorn to place into bags and on tables. So just that alone, and I had to open the boxes to do it. So they weren't just out. I had to go get them off pallets and open them. So just a lot of work, but it was really, really successful. I think 3,400 people came. So that's really good. It's like one of the biggest turnouts. And then we had a plane in there. So if you're familiar with being old, CJ Miles went to Skyline High School and he got straight out of high school, went to NBA. Skyline is one of the schools in Dallas's district. And they have like an aviation program there. So they were able to bring like a working small plane, and then like kids are able to get in there and play with the controls and stuff like that. So that was probably like the biggest star of the show. And they had snakes, rabbits, and goats. And the snakes and rabbits were definitely close together. They were very close, closer than I think they should have been. But that made it interesting for me whenever I went outside. Because I'm like, what if the snake gets this hungry for a snack? Is this rabbit cooked? Found on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, that's my summer at Plummet. It has me very tired, but it was very successful.
Yeah, whatever is going on in Dallas, Texas school districts. But yeah, let's just get into these NBA awards. We're gonna start with MVP first and foremost. I'm hoping it's not entirely chalk, but you never know. Who wants to get things started?
NBA MVP. Unfortunately, it's back to back for me. Shea, and I'm not a fan of the 65 game rule and the way that they're bending the rule and making exceptions for certain players easier than other players. But what I will say is this is Shea's award this year again. I think if we get another 10 games of Luka, or if we get another 5 games of Wemby where he has like 35 and 15, we might be talking about a different story. But what Shea's done is also absolutely phenomenal. And just another year. So
Well, that makes no sense. If Wemby played better, maybe he's the MVP.
I didn't say. I mean,
you just said if he had 5 or 10 more better games, like that doesn't. He missed games because he's hurt. That's like that's part of the game. And also the appeal between why Cade and Luka got approved and Ant did it, I think that's a little bogus. But people are acting like you haven't ever been able to appeal. No, this is just the first time people have actually appealed, because this is the first time people are being affected by a rule where like this is supposed to be targeting load management. The guys aren't load managing. They were hurt, or someone's out the country having a kid, or Cade, who is easily going to hit this mark, and still I think hit 64 games after collapsing his lung. He was easily going to hit this mark. But overall, I do get what you mean. It's just like people are like they're making up rules for Luka. I'm like that's not really the case. You could bin appeal as long as you hit the 62 game. Now, being that specific, I think is dumb when it comes to appealing. Like Ant was at what 61, so if he played one more game, he could have appealed for the 65 game mark. Like that's just so weird. You don't know who's keeping him out of games. You don't know those last couple games of the season. That was clearly a team decision to keep him out. He would have played his 20 minutes and he would have been eligible. He would have made a second team All NBA easily. So I do agree. I think I feel bad for him, but I am happy for Luka and Cade. So Chris, what about you? Who's your MVP for the 2025-2026 season?
I'll make it short and sweet. I think it's Shea, and I think Shea won it a month ago. I think one thing about Shea, and this year that's kind of getting overlooked, he did a lot of it without Dub and Chet. Chet played a lot more towards the end, but I don't think Chet even makes the 65 game rule. I think he played 61, 62. I don't think he makes it either. Dub definitely didn't. So he was without his two two best players, and still not cruise to a 1 seed, but still got it. So I think the name of the award says it in itself. Most valuable player. I think Shea's been that. I think it's three players who are most valuable: Shea, Wemby, Jokic. Those are the three most valuable players to their team, to me, in the NBA. And I think Shea was first, Jokic second, Wemby third. In that most valuable. Like I say this all the time with D Rose MVP. Y'all know I'm from Chicago. I love Derrick Rose. But the most valuable player to his team was Dwight Howard that year. Most valuable, in my opinion. So I think if we're going off the name of the award, I think Shea wins it. Just off consistency alone. And being able to carry may not be the right word, but being able to power his team to a 1 seed while missing his two next best players throughout the year. So that's Shea.
So Chet actually did meet the game's requirement, which
He got 65 in the head.
Does it? Yeah, something like that. But he's making people's All NBA ballots, so he had to have made it, which doesn't take away from the argument. Obviously, Chet still missed time, Hartenstein missed time, Dub missed a lot of time, and there was a time where he was back and he wasn't good. So, yeah, Shea, he is an incredible argument, and maybe I'm just making this pick out of devil's advocate, but I'm gonna go Victor Wembanyama for my MVP. I think it's a lot similar to maybe Shea's case last year, where he had like a really young team alongside him, and he still wheeled them to 60 plus wins. Mitch Johnson is still an unbelievably young head coach. He is amazing, but I think Wemby is obviously the most valuable to this team, and I think his defense, it plays as much value as any offensive superstar can allow. Obviously, defense isn't as important as offense. Like, just flat out, if someone is the best offensive player of all time, they're going to mean more than the best defensive player of all time. But
I think it's Shea, and I think Shea won it a month ago. I think one thing about Shea, and this year that's kind of getting overlooked, he did a lot of it without Dub and Chet. Chet played a lot more towards the end, but I don't think Chet even makes the 65 game rule. I think he played 61, 62. I don't think he makes it either. Dub definitely didn't. So he was without his two two best players, and still not cruise to a 1 seed, but still got it. So I think the name of the award says it in itself. Most valuable player. I think Shea's been that. I think it's three players who are most valuable: Shea, Wemby, Jokic. Those are the three most valuable players to their team, to me, in the NBA. And I think Shea was first, Jokic second, Wemby third. In that most valuable. Like I say this all the time with D Rose MVP. Y'all know I'm from Chicago. I love Derrick Rose. But the most valuable player to his team was Dwight Howard that year. Most valuable, in my opinion. So I think if we're going off the name of the award, I think Shea wins it. Just off consistency alone. And being able to carry may not be the right word, but being able to power his team to a 1 seed while missing his two next best players throughout the year.
Given what Wemby's able to do defensively, I think that holds nearly as much impact as a 30-point per game scorer does. Alongside that, Wemby is still the number one option on offense. And people may look at the field goal numbers and say, oh, he's a 7-footer shooting, just above 50% from the field. And it's like, you know what? If he was your run-of-the-mill big who was rim running, no disrespect, if he was Neemias Queta and those were the numbers, yeah, then we'd be a little upset. But he's a little bit closer to Kevin Durant. So when you see those numbers, you're almost in awe. And I really appreciate what he did this year. He had a couple injuries along the way, and he still made his 65 games, which is very important for his career. Easily the best defender in the league this season. Offensively, 24 points per game doesn't stand out amongst some of our other candidates, but you have to remind he played the least amount of minutes between all of them on a per game basis, which is, pretty good for a guy who's the best player on a 61 team. Shea, early in the year, the big thing was, he's sitting fourth quarters. So it's like, well, Wemby's not even playing 30 minutes a game. So, I just think considering the cast around him, the youth that surrounds him, his ability to provide a 30-plus point per game-esque impact on defense alongside being a really good offensive player, he's going to be my MVP. But not mad at Shea. Shea like probably would be my pick, but I just want to spice things up a little bit. That's all. It is literally up to y'all if we want to spend a nanosecond on Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, you just spoke every reason for Wemby to be Defensive Player of the Year. So
okay, I do want to say Chet Holmgren, incredible season, and for a very long time, this young man is gonna be like the second best defender in the NBA. But
I mean,
it might be a while before you see one of these awards, bro.
Is Gobert ever going to get a top 5 vote ever again?
Probably. He'll probably get top 5. He's going
to finish top 3 this year.
He'll finish top 5, but he won't get past 2, I think.
Chet, this is a Chet and Wemby world when it comes to that. And honestly, I think a lot of people might value what the year Scotty Barnes had over Rudy. Rudy's going to make first team all defense because it's positionless.
I'll say this about Defensive Player of the Year, though. I think Wemby's going to run away with a bunch of them, but I think as the league continues to go like point forward based, a guy like Scotty's going to get a lot more votes coming up just because of him being able to guard legitimately 1 through 5 when people go small. I think that's going to be a big deal too, but also at the same time, the cool part about Wemby is he kind of does the same. I mean, he still has Bambi legs on the perimeter a little bit just because he's that big. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. But just his impact, like people not want to shoot the ball. And it's not just like your 7th man. Like stars don't want to shoot the ball by the rim. I think that alone shows his impact. And again, and I'm not being funny, if 70% of your MVP case can be attributed to defense and people won't even be mad, I mean, it kind of shows your Defensive Player of the Year. So I don't think it's even close.
Yeah. People were pulling up Wemby's like isolation defensive numbers, like on the perimeter. It's like, people are shooting 60% when they're isoing Wemby. I'm like, yeah, and the like it's on like a 5 possession sample size. Like no one does it.
That's what I'm saying. They're not hunting him. It just happens at the end of the clock. If it happens with 5 seconds left, these are players who drill and go through workouts day after day after day. They're going to be able to make shots contested.
Exactly.
That's not much of.
It's the toughest shot for him to block.
Right.
So, but some love, and we'll probably bring this up later. Is Asar Thompson has 3 votes for 3rd place at the moment.
I love that. Again, the Scotty Barnes argument, like being able to guard 1 through 4, being able to switch. I think it's going to get people votes coming up.
Okay, Scotty does have a 3rd place vote right now. There's only like 12 ballots in. It's like not even close to being finished. I expect Scotty to get way more. But let's go to what I'm really interested to hear you guys' answers on this one. Rookie of the Year. Chris, these are 2. I would say I wanted Chris to start because these are 2 Duke boys. These are somebody disrespects Khan, and Chris is like, well, hold on, that's still my boy. And then someone's like, yeah, he way better than Cooper Flag. And then you're like, well, hold on, that's also my boy.
Yeah, so I literally can't lose. I'm like this. I cannot lose. But I think Rookie of the Year is going to go the way. My vote for Rookie of the Year is going to go the way I think it should have went. Y'all know I'm a LeBron life. LeBron's the best player that ever breathed next to a basketball. But I think Carmelo should have won Rookie of the Year that year, in my opinion. I think it's going to be that type of Rookie year. Cooper's going to end up being the best player. Is a better player right now. But Khan averaged 2 less points and is on a team that's on the cusp of making the playoffs. And he was a big reason for that. So I think Rookie of the Year for me is how good was the player. And I think the next measure of success is what his impact was. Khan might have been the first or second most impactful rookie next to VJ Edgecombe, which I think VJ is my pick for 3rd place. But I'd say Khan, just because I think he was on par with Cooper as far as individual play, but his contribution to winning, I think, gives me the edge. Like I said, Cooper's going to be a first-team All-NBA for the time to come, a staple USA team, multi-time All-Star, all of that. And I think Khan has a chance to do some of those things. But I think this year, Khan should get Rookie of the Year. He led the league in threes in a league that, I mean, obviously Steph Curry was hurt, but in a league that hosts Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, all-time great shooters, he led the league in 3-point shots made. And he shot 40%, really, really close to 40% if he didn't end at 40%. I know he had some stinkers towards the end. I know he shot very close to 40. So I'll just say off impact alone, I give Khan the slight edge, but I'm not mad at anybody picking Cooper for Rookie of the Year. He was incredible. It's just his numbers didn't matter as much to the grand scheme of things like Khan's did, and they weren't that far apart. So I give it to Khan.
Yeah, I agree.
Danny, what about you?
As much as I agree that the impact that Khan made, I want to say that Cooper Flag, this player that we're seeing Cooper Flag right now at the end of the NBA season, is not the same player that we saw at game one. He is so much more confident, and that's why I think the progression that we saw Cooper Flag make throughout the season is almost the reason why I think he's my rookie of the year. He almost made a mid-year leap. He started to pick up on tendencies. He feels more in rhythm. There was a breakdown. I don't know who did it, but it was when he played Wemby in game one versus when they played Wemby the last time. And it was just a completely different game of basketball. He was much more fluid, and I think Coop's going to be one of the best players in the NBA very soon.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. For me, I've never been one to, which I do think the impact is a right argument for Khan specifically. So definitely not mad at that on your end, Chris. I was telling this to Danny. I was like, if we have a 1 year sample size with 2 players, and everybody in the NBA can agree that one player is specifically better, again, off of the 1 year sample size, I would find it so hard not to give that player said award if it was like, okay, who's the better player for this year, and it's between these 2 guys. I think that's what it kind of came down to for me with Cooper Flag and Khan Knippel. Khan has been incredibly impactful. He's the second or third best player on a team that is playing to make the playoffs tonight. Absolutely shifted the tides in Charlotte. Not single-handedly, but he's definitely the number one reason. Whereas Cooper Flag, I think we could put it from I could try to spin it on this perspective. If AD stays and he's healthy, who knows where they end up? Maybe Kyrie comes back. World knows where the Mavericks are at. So that's why the impact is good when arguing Khan, but I think when you're comparing his impact to Cooper Flag's, it could be just a little bit unfair. And this league is unfair, so that's completely fine. But Cooper Flag has had an all-around incredible season. Has really grown as a playmaker, as the number one playmaker on an offense, which is going to be important for him going forward, depending on how they adjust the point guard position. Even if they do address the point guard position, he's still probably going to end up being that pseudo first playmaker, like a Jason Tatum, in a best case scenario, maybe a Scotty Barnes, where he really just does run point guard sometimes. He would be my rookie of the year, though. Not mad at either, though. These 2 boys have had an incredible season, and I think it's the consensus that VJ Edgecombe has third, who, shout out to VJ, because, he started out balling, he hit that rookie wall, and then, he's been hooping for about the last month or so. So it's always good to see someone overcome that rookie wall, I would say.
I do want to mention, I think half of VJ Edgecombe's rookie wall was them getting healthy, honestly. Like Embiid and PG coming back, I think that was a good part of it, because you'll be able to play so free and have a lot more open reign on the court. And you got to share with Embiid and Paul George. Obviously, it's not a bad thing, but I think that's a part of the wall, to your point, like being able to adjust on the fly. It takes time sometimes, especially when they're not bringing back just a center. You know what I mean? They're not bringing back just a forward. They're bringing back top 3 center of our time, of our era. You know what I mean? Even though he hasn't won championships, still top 3 most talented I've seen in a long time. And you bring back one of the most smooth players of all time. It's going to take up a lot of your space. So that kudos to your point, VJ, overcoming that and finding out how to be effective. They need it now, especially with Embiid out. So
yeah, and he came through, and they're going to be playing in the playoffs. So however many games that may be. But let's go to Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year is a fun one. I think we got a lot of good candidates. You guys like JB Bickerstaff, Mitch Johnson, Joe Mazzulla, Mark Daignault. I think there's a lot of different directions you could go. I'll get this kick started. I went with Joe Mazzulla. When you lose Kristaps Porzingis, you lose Al Horford, Luke Cornett, Drew Holiday, then you don't have Jason Tatum until the middle of March. A lot of people were kind of expecting that fall off from the Celtics, me included. Diehard Boston Celtics fan, I kind of expected it as well. But while I do want to give all the credit in the world to Jaylen Brown, he had an incredible year. He did the things you kind of just need your star to do, which is go play defense, score a lot of points. But what Joe was able to do is get all of these role players to buy in on positions on things of basketball that are very important, which is offensive rebound, shooting the basketball, and just causing havoc at a high rate, forcing turnovers. He was able to get that out of anyone he put on the court. We got to the point where Ron Harper Jr. was starting games for us, and he was a very effective player on the court, which I do like him as a player anyway, not trying to like single him out as a scrub. He's a really good player, but that goes a long way to show Joe Mazzulla's coaching has been very impactful for these guys. Neemias Queta should be in the running for most improved just from a statistical standpoint and even growth as a player standpoint. He's been incredible. Luka Garza has found a home in the NBA. The same guy was getting DNPs not too long ago. Cut himself out a nice role on the Celtics. Guys like Hugo Gonzalez, Baylor Shireman, Jordan Walsh, all of them have found themselves a role at different spots in the season. So big credit to Joe Mazzulla. I think this team got 56 wins without their best player for majority of the year and losing all those key starters. So he'll be the pick for me.
Yeah, I pick. I think Jay Biggerstaff should run away with it, just because I think. Similar to your point, I think people expect the Pistons to make a leap and be better. But I don't think people saw a 1 seed. I don't think they saw a 1 seed, and obviously coaching isn't attributed to every leap. It's usually a part of it, especially putting them in the correct positions to be successful. But the Pistons being a 1 seed, I think that's just something nobody really seen. I think it's a lot because, again, as a basketball player, having a coach who fights for you on and off the court, like even those press conferences, taking those texts for you, doing all those things, it matters in your play. And it shows how the Pistons play. The Pistons aren't afraid to get physical. They aren't afraid to turn the game dirty. They aren't afraid of any of that. So I think to me, I think that comes from your coach's identity and then drafting the right players who fit that. A lot of people talked about their flaws, but a lot of their flaws were covered up, especially during the regular season, which is what matters to get playoff seeding. So I think it's JB's award. And I love the Mazzulla pick. Shoot, I like Quinn Snyder as a pick, honestly. I like a lot of things that coaches did.
Quinn Snyder's a great pick.
I think a lot of coaches made a lot out of nothing. But I think Mazzulla and Bickerstaff did the most with what they had. So I think they should be the 2 top candidates, in my opinion. I just give it to Bickerstaff because, at the end of the day, as Quinn Snyder said, when it grades out, Derek White is the top 5 player in the NBA. And it sounds funny, but he damn near is. So I'm joking about it, but still being able to get that type of production out of a Derek White when he doesn't have a Tatum next to him to help take some of that off of that goes to coaching. Being able to have K go from all-star to jump to the superstar category, that's on him. Jalen Duren, who I've been a big fan of Jalen Duren for a while, he's come from being a serviceable, good big man to all-star big man in 1 year. So I think that's a lot of tribute to Bickerstaff. So that's why he gets my vote.
Yeah, not mad at the JB pick at all. He and Joe will probably be the top 2 finishers for that award. Danny, who are you thinking for Coach of the Year?
Yeah, it's Joe
Surely
Mazzulla.
you went with Doc Rivers.
Yep. I had Joe Mazzulla. I think this was in our preseason as well. I think don't have too much to say beyond what you said. He elevated a team that was lacking star talent and lacking depth to the 2 seed and pretty close to the 1 seed if Jason Tatum was healthier a month sooner, which I'm not saying that's on him, but
yeah, it is. Close. He has to motivate Jason Tatum to go back out there early.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? JB made Cade come back off a collapsed lung. That's the argument right there. Who rushed their players back the fastest?
Tell him to lock in. Tell him he should have sent him to Spain for that Luka Austin Reeves.
Yeah, he put the Spain. LeBron gave him his guy.
That boy said, "Hey, you're not feeling good? Look, I got a number you can call."
That's so crazy, but glad to see that Luka's going to be back soon. Danny, did you want to get us kick-started with 6 Man of the Year? We got 6 Man of the Year and then Most Improved, and then we get into these all-league teams.
Yeah, I got to start it.
If you want, I can just get it started while you're looking something up.
I'm just trying to think. So there's 2 players I could think of right now.
Yeah. The 2 guys I was going between was Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Keldon Johnson, I think another really good candidate that honestly wasn't brought to my attention was Tim Hardaway Jr. So that's a couple different guys you could go with. There's a lot of good six men in basketball this year.
It was AJ Mitchell at the beginning of the season.
And that would have been a great pick if he stayed healthy.
And then you're like, oh, he was not healthy. But no, I feel like Keldon ran away with this award for sure, especially on the team he plays for. The value of minutes. Like if the award was like most valuable six man, it definitely would be Keldon. But it's weird because like six man of the year could just be like a random hooper off the bench. Like if you gave an entire unit to Jared McCain and let him play 25 minutes a game off the bench, he could easily win six man.
I could see a six man in Jared McCain's future. He's that kind of player, like a Peyton Pritchard type of player. So.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, Pritch has one.
But now he's a starter.
Pritch don't start.
So he did for a little bit, right?
Yeah, for like a little bit, and then when Tatum came back, it just don't start. He's just better off the bench.
They call him the spark plug.
Literally, like look up spark plug in the dictionary. It's gonna be a picture of Peyton Pritchard.
For sure.
The first ever buzzer beater specialist. Chris, what about you? Who do you have for your sixth man of the year?
Keldon Johnson is my sixth man of the year. I think he was outside of Wemby and Castle. I think he was like the most constant on that Spurs team, and Harrison Barnes too. But I think Keldon was a huge constant. He was able to play the 3-4, guard the 3 and the 4. He was very, very consistent all year, and I think he was a really big part of his success. Like I said, just being a constant off the bench and being able to be a guy that you kind of can use in a Swiss Army knife type of role, especially when you play as many guards as they did. Like a lot of times they were playing 3 guards. So him being able to play stronger, bigger, rebound like that, I think that was huge for them. So I got Keldon Johnson. I do want to give some love to Reed Shepherd, though, as a six-man candidate. Me and Tom were joking about him going where he win the draft, but now that the draft's over, it might not be that bad of a pick. And I think he's also been a person who's been a constant for the Rockets as far as shooting. We knew they would be a team that needed to not necessarily add shooting, but have shooting when they needed it. And I think he's been really, really good at that. He's also grown in his guard abilities, being able to handle the ball more, handle pressure. So I like Reed Shepherd as like maybe third, but I think Keldon should win.
Yeah, not mad at Keldon as well. And Keldon's mine as well, but I did want to give love to Jaime Jaquez Jr., who he kind of got back to that mode, that rookie player that we were all kind of, fawning over. Oh, the new meta is like if you're one of these playoff play-in teams, you really want to get like that 4-year player because he's kind of ready to go now. He got back into that mode. Over the last couple weeks of the season, he did an incredible job helping keep Miami afloat. Kind of just one of their main constants all year on a team that is just not consistent at all, on a team that they can't play their best 2 players together in Norm and Tyler Hero, or their 2 best offensive players. Their best player overall is Bam, obviously. But yeah, just some quick love to him. Let's go to most improved, which I'm wondering how we decide to go here, because I know some people may go strictly statistical. Some people may go, what the eyes told them. Some guys have both. My pick for the award was Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I thought he came along very strong in Minnesota as a 3-and-D player. And, he was going to go chase his bag. And, I'm not like the people that were hip to Virginia basketball. I had no idea that he was going to have this ability as like a number 1, number 2 scoring option on an offense, but he's completely taken over. Even the eye test tells me this is just an entirely different player. Like overall, this is not the dude, and I guess to the people that were hip to Virginia, they haven't seen this dude since Virginia. So he's done an incredible job. All 3 levels of scoring. Great job being like that secondary-ish playmaker to Jalen Johnson. And again, one of the biggest reasons they find themselves in the playoffs is because he was able to take the mantle as a consistent 20-point per game scorer every single night. So the eye test backs it up and the stats back it up for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, most improved.
Well, they finally told him to get out, to not put his ass in the corner and come get the ball.
That is true, and maybe that's a little something that Jaden McDaniels is still working through as well.
Like,
he's so much more than just sitting in the corner, but I
mean, it's a side effect of being on a team with another star.
That is true. 2 other stars. Dubious Handle is a star. Yes, he is. Y'all respect the Dubious Handle, okay?
I would do no such.
He might be
a good player, bro.
But he's not.
I was kidding. Julius Randle's actually good. He's actually pretty
Dubious Handle. Let's playoff time. So you're about to get the worst of him.
It's about to be experienced, bro. He's going to get 37 and 5 one game. He's going to get 12, 10 and 2 on
most normal.
Would you rather have McAllister? That's a real question.
Low-key, Julius Randle's a good playmaker at the 4 too. By the way, when he really locks in, he's actually really pretty good at it.
He's a body for sure. But Mikal Bridges or Julius Randle, which one would you rather have?
Mikal Bridges is the worst small forward in the NBA.
I won't lie. I think I'd rather have Dubious.
But I don't think it's even close. Mikal Bridges or Julius Randle, like all jokes aside, Julius Randle is actually a good player. Like all jokes aside, he's actually a good player. Bridges.
Mikal's going to have to pull another masterclass against Boston in the second round to get my respect back for him.
But Mikal Bridges isn't Patrick Williams level bad, but he's closer to. You know, people say like Scalabrine is closer to Kobe than we're to Kobe.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges is closer to Patrick Williams than he is to Julius Randle. I mean,
Patrick Williams was statistically the worst player in the NBA this year, by the way.
And who was surprised by it?
No, absolutely nobody.
No.
They could have picked Denny Avdia, by the way. They could have picked him. They said, you know what? Let's pick the 6th man on Florida State. Just saying.
Denny and Giddey in one backcourt is surely the most hated backcourt in the league.
The Denler and the Giddler?
The Dennicide and the Giddler.
That's what I'm saying. The Dennicide.
But yeah, what are y'all picks for most improved? Do y'all both have Naw?
I have Naw as well.
Yeah. I think that's pretty easy.
He like I said, they finally got him out of the corner, and maybe he benefited from Trae Young not playing this year.
Absolutely.
So
huge shot to Jalen Duren though. This was not an easy pick at all. Like Jalen Duren again.
In the Dennis side.
Nah, so the reason why Denny and Jalen Johnson I kind of didn't like for this award is because you kind of saw it coming, right? Denny, the last 2 months of the year last year, was playing this basketball. So it's like, okay, this is probably just coming next year. Or it's March Hoops and we fool us. But maybe that's a little unfair to them. Same thing with Jalen. Like Jalen Johnson, he was supposed to win this award for like 3 years straight at this point, but he kept getting hurt or whatever. So it's kind of just like, it's not really improved. He kind of just stayed healthy this time. So I think some other real candidates that should have been in the mix. Ryan Rollins went from just five minutes a game to like, I'm not saying much, but the second best player on a team that has Giannis.
Yes, Ryan Rollins.
So he deserves a lot of love. Like I said earlier, Neemias Queta from the stat jump standpoint is decent, but the eye test is what's really important. But back to Duren, like, offensively, he's kind of stretching the floor ever so slightly. He's able to get into that mid-range bag sometimes and an underrated handle as well. And then defensively, he's not as lost anymore. And he's always been the type of athlete, quick on his feet to, get to where he needs to go. It's just a matter of does he know where he needs to go? And he's done a lot better job of that. And he's a huge reason why this Pistons team, even without Cade, they were able to stay afloat because he provided that presence on offense. And then defensively, he's kind of able to be an anchor in a way. Like if Asar Thompson is going to be your, the best defender on the defense, Jalen Duren can absolutely be the center of that defense and make it the best defense in the league, or at least one of them. So huge creds to Jalen Duren. Super hyped for some Pistons playoff basketball from those guys. Okay. We're at all NBA teams now. We can just go by person, and we'll each person can rally off all 15 names. So like Danny can go first. He can name his first team, second team, third team. Chris will go first team, second team, third team, and then I'll go first team, second team, third team.
Yeah, I'll go my first
sense.
team. It's
Go
going to
ahead.
be Shea, Jokic, Vic, Jaylen Brown, and Luka Doncic.
We have any differences there for the first team, Chris?
My first team is Wemby Shea, Luka K, Jokic. I don't know if I don't know what the differences were. I heard him, but
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he had Jaylen Brown instead of Cade. I saw Cade was eventually eligible before I made my list, so I will have to make some slight tweaks. But overall, it's kind of the same thing: Wemby, SGA, Jokic, Luka, and I'll put Cade Cunningham on the first team. I'll move Jaylen Brown to my second team, which I guess can just lead me into the second team, and we can kind of go serpentine. My second team was Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell, and Jamal Murray.
Nice.
And Chris, what was your second team looking like?
Okay, I didn't know if he was writing it down.
No,
Jaylen Brown, Kawhi, KD, Gunson, and Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
My second
Not
team.
mad at some Jalen Johnson love on second team.
You knew that was coming. You had to know that was coming. You had to know.
Yeah, funniest thing. Kenny Beecham pointed out Jamal Murray, Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson. The regular stats are the same. The advanced stats are the same. It's all about who you like more. So Brunson being on your second team we're coming a long way.
If anybody knows, I hate Jalen Brunson as watching him play.
Bro, it is so painful to watch.
It's like watching Embiid.
You are so ironic.
It's watching Embiid but smaller, Danny. So you keep your comments.
Yeah, I was like, yo, you are so.
Embiid is painful to watch. I agree with that.
No, I'm trolling.
But when they both get in their pure scoring bag, like not worrying about the foul being, they're nasty.
Yeah, but you watch a playoff game, you know what they're doing.
But Joel Embiid,
I watched Jalen Brunson for 6 games in the playoffs last year.
Joel Embiid in his pure scoring bag is probably one of the best scorers at the big man position we've ever seen. Brunson's really good. But when Joel Embiid's just like on nonsense, like pure nonsense, just trying to score.
When Joel Embiid's on nonsense,
nobody's winning. Like nobody.
Not at all.
Danny, what's your second team looking like?
Yeah, my second team is Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Maxey, and Cade Cunningham.
There we go. Okay. What did I... Oh, okay. I'm tripping. All right. And then, Danny, your third team.
That makes sense. So my third team is Jalen Brunson, Jamal Murray, Jalen Johnson. I'm caught up on a few players for these last two.
I was too. Yes, I was too.
I'm gonna leave it open and I'm gonna think on it.
Okay. Yeah, we can spin back. Chris, what about your third team?
Third team, Jamal Murray, Jalen Duren, Big Kerr, Maxey, and Chet.
My third team was Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brunson, Jalen Johnson, Scotty Barnes, and Chet Holmgren.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's crazy? I really thought my hate for Jalen Brunson almost made me leave him off totally, but then I thought, like, can't do that. So then I didn't put Scotty Barnes. I put Chet, and it's crazy because I really want to. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't put Scotty Barnes over Cat. Those were the two I was thinking of. It was Cat and Scotty Barnes. Those were the ones that had me kind of caught up. I won't lie.
All NBA third team on the year where he kept saying, "I don't know my role." You got to be a pretty damn good player.
Impressive.
Scotty and Chet.
You go Scotty and Chet, your last two. We're not mad at that. We love that. All defensive teams. There's only 2 of these, so I'll go first. I'm just going to rattle off both teams. My first team: Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren, Rudy Gobert, Scotty Barnes, Asar Thompson. My second team was Stephon Castle, Derek White, Bam Adebayo, OG Anunoby, and Cason Wallace.
I'm down. I like that.
Chris, what are your defensive teams looking like?
I have Victor, Dyson Daniels, Gobert, Bam, and Chet. Second team, I got Asar, Scotty, OG, Kaysen, and Derek White.
I'm mad at that. Danny,
I think
what's
Kaysen
those?
was the random because I think that was more an eye test thing for me. Kaysen Wallace he locks up way more than Lou Dort. It's just Lou Dort gets the foul a lot.
All you gotta do is watch some Kaysen Wallace, man.
Yeah, bro, Kaysen is
all you gotta do is watch some Kaysen Wallace, bro. He has somehow lapped Caruso and Dort in like year what?
I had the same exact as you, Tone. I just have Draymond in there.
Yeah, I want to put Draymond.
I'm not mad at Draymond. We'll never be mad at Draymond on an all-defensive team.
On the second team.
Not mad at it. Not mad at it.
Specifically, I'm going to highlight the play he made to close out that Clippers series. Or games, not series.
Plays.
Yeah, for real.
He was wilding out there. He was playing great defense. That was dynasty form right there. Steph Curry scoring mad points, and then Draymond just randomly stopping your favorite player. Like that's
and then they also had the big ass European center.
Yeah, that was OD. That was OD. They had two of them. They had the Zinger and they had Al Horford. Al Horford literally was no dipping 7-4 beginning of 2K26. If you know, you know. That's exactly what he was doing the whole night. It was actually ridiculous to watch.
Yo, you know what they called him? They called him 7-foot Kyle Korver.
Congratulations. That is a great compliment. Congratulations.
That's an incredible compliment. Let's talk about these all rookie teams. Cooper Flagg, Con Knipple, VJ Edgecombe, Dylan Harper, Jeremiah Fear is my first team.
Ooh.
Second team, I had Colin Murray Boyles. Excuse me. Second team, I had Colin Murray Boyles, Cedric Howard, Ace Bailey, Trey Johnson, Maxime Reynaud. Second team is a little hard to take. Not gonna lie. A lot of good players, a lot of good rooks this year.
Chris, are you still thinking? I'll go.
You can go.
I got Con, Coop, VJ, Harper, and then I'm going Cedric Howard.
We ain't mad at it.
And then I'll go Derek Queen, Colin Murray Boyles. Maxime Reynaud.
Two bigs on the Kings you could pick, you know.
Maxime Reynaud. I'm gonna go Calc. And
Kalkbrenner making your teams. Okay.
Yo, second team. How you feel about
I ain't here to split hairs as second team.
How you feel about Hugo?
He ain't play enough. He better than some of these dudes, for sure. He's had a better year than some of these. He's not better than some of these dudes, but like if he had a full year, maybe I put him on here. Oh, like having a full year, doing what he did, I'd probably put him over Ace Bailey. He's not a better basketball player than Ace Bailey. That's stupid.
Ace has to take that last spot from him, probably. But I'm not a fan of Ace Bailey. I'm so glad the Sixers didn't take him.
Well, dang.
Oh, well, over VJ Edgecombe, sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Ace Bailey's really good, though. He's really good.
Ace,
he'll be fine.
Truthfully, Ace,
you can be a fourth.
Ace made my team because of his last couple months of the season, whereas Derek Queen had like the first 2 good months of the season, and like he kind of just ain't been on nothing since. So,
well, Ace is soon to be the 4th option on the team.
No,
you know that ain't happening. Give Ace 2 years.
He'll be the first on the team that matters. I'm trying to tell you.
AJ?
Buy your stock now.
Yo, if they get AJ, yeah, it'll be second sure. Assuming Silva lets Utah win the lottery.
And I told you I was happy. Remember I said it, bro. It's all right. Look,
I'm telling y'all, the Jazz not winning no lottery,
it's
bro.
Gonna be Utah or Chicago who wins the lottery. Remember I said it's either gonna be Utah because they're showing love to.
They already did this for Chicago before. They're gonna do it again.
You know what? It's gonna be 1 and 2, and Chicago's taking Darren Peterson.
It's Utah.
Y'all gonna be so sick when the Oklahoma City Thunder jump up and take that first pick.
No, the Thunder are gonna get 4, and they're gonna get Caleb Williams. Caleb Wilson. I'm sorry.
Williams.
Caleb Williams, Jared McCain. That team is a lot of sauce right there.
You're gonna get Caleb Wilson, bro. Watch. They're gonna get 4, and they're gonna get Caleb Wilson. Watch.
That would be nasty. I've come around to Caleb Wilson a lot more, believe it or not. Maybe I took his healthy time for granted.
Yeah, bro. He's and another thing would be interesting. I know the Mavs need a guard, but if they're able to put him next to Cooper and have a defensive stopper like that, then you could really build around any way you want because he can get up and down the court too. That would be interesting. That'd be very interesting. But I'll go quick with my first
Yep.
tag team. I have Cooper the Hooper, Con Nipples, VJ Edgecombe, No Fears, and Derek Queen. And it was almost Ace Bailey, but Ace Bailey leading the second team. Hornets stopper Ryan Cockburn. Sion James not good at basketball, even though he went to Duke. Dylan Harper, Cedric Coward, and Maxime Reynaud. That's my two.
We're not mad at that. But respect Sion James. He's Lou Dort with a good heart.
He's Lou Dort with a good heart and no jump shot. Honestly, I really
Lou Dort don't got a jump shot either.
When you need him to, whenever he plays the Lakers, 5 for 7 from 3. All I'm saying. And he's not good. No, trust, he's not good. He's an outside linebacker. The Ravens should be putting in waivers for him right now.
Speaking of the Ravens,
New Jerseys. You seen those helmets?
That matte black helmet
with that red eyes. I will be there.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "What's the difference?" I'm like, "You kind of look. It's a minimal difference, but you low-key do just have to look.
You have to lock the fuck in. That's what you got. You got to lock in.
Nah, I'm a fan. They laid out all like the different color combos. I'm like, oh yes.
All right. That purple and gold with those with the purple pants.
Yeah. Yo, the Ravens.
I will say the purple with the white is low-key a downgrade. Like the purple with the gold is an upgrade. The purple with the white. I feel like their old purple uniforms. I don't know. Maybe it's nostalgia. I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. I remember the Jonathan Ogden in the purple uniforms. I'm with you, but I like it because I think it gives I feel like the difference gives it like a fresh look. I think it looks fresher. But I don't know if, to your point, I don't know if I like it more. I think it looks fresh. I think it looks more like to the times. I think it looks.
You know what? That's what I was gonna say. It reminds me of when the Cardinals updated their uniforms, and everyone's like, "What the hell is this?" It looks
Cardinals look way better on body, but they only ever wear red on red. Yeah, such a waste.
Yeah.
So the Bengals got new uniforms in the last 5 years. Browns did a little tweaks to their uniforms. I think the Browns uniforms are clean. Ravens finally updated. Danny, when are we getting those Steelers block numbers back, man?
We haven't. What do you mean?
I mean, like, for good.
Oh, not for good, never.
Y'all need some kind of uniform update. Y'all uniforms are sorry. But there's potential there. Also got to implement. Y'all brought back the yellow helmet already, right?
Yeah, we got it back.
Yeah. One of the best helmets in the entire NFL. No joke.
The AFC South and NFC North are getting those new rivalry uniforms this year.
The North is getting it?
AFC South, NFC North. Yeah.
AFC South, NFC North. Okay.
We'll see.
See how it go, man. See how it go.
AFC South. Ooh.
When the Eagles get their turn and they bring out a Flyers inspired jersey, I'm gonna cry.
Yo, getting a Titans uniform with the best player in the draft on it on the back, Mr. Love.
Brother, they cannot draft no running back. They got way too many problems.
They're drafting Love for sure,
bro. They have way too many problems to draft Love. I mean, he's a good player, so it's not a bad pick at the end of the day. But
best player in the draft.
I'm not mad at that. I would probably say Sonny, or
I don't think.
I'd say Sonny. That dude has has like next level adaptability.
I don't like him as the best player out of Ohio State.
Boys out the mud. I mean, that's not. I mean, yeah, like when him and his teammate are going to be the second and third overall picks, like. Hey, you gonna have another teammate going in the top 10? Like, yeah.
Can we all agree David Bailey stinks?
Sure. Yeah. But that was our NBA awards, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Audio listeners, leave a like, 5-star review. From AP New Freezer, coached by Migos DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.